All right, Robin, thanks for the reminder to record. So speaking about the funnel, I often refer to the funnel as starting. Our funnel starts when you invite them to look at step one in our 3-touch system, which is the ABC News video right now. That's the first touch video, right? And our funnel typically starts there. However, in speaking with Deb and the numbers that she's been sharing, and I've just been curious, how is she counting it, right? Because if 6-figure earners, I know, how many of you want to be 6-figure earner? Raise your hand, right? So I want to know how they're counting their stuff. I don't care if we call it the same thing, but I just want to understand the language, right? So looking here at this very simply hand-drawn funnel, my funnel has typically started with step one, first video, step two, presentation, right? The tool video, step three, meet the team. Deb is defining it, Deb Erickson at ICANN Institute is defining it a little wider and putting a couple of higher, wider mouth to the funnel. And she said, Seth, here's the reason that I define it that way. It's because I want our people, I want your people, your team to understand the big picture, right? And also understand that the work that you're doing when you're reaching out to people first time, I'll call it cold leads or nurturing relationships, that's your funnel. That is part of the process. And so I thought, that's really interesting. So here are the numbers that Deb is constantly sharing: 10, 10, and 3, meaning 6 nationally on average, 6-figure earners in the industry are reaching out at that very widest part of the mouth of the funnel. They're reaching out to 10 people a day. Okay. She's going to call it cold leads or leads generated. In other words, it could be somebody in your phone that you just haven't talked to, right? Right. And you're reaching out to them, right? We would call that connecting with people. Like as we do PowerHour, that's connecting, right? Reaching out to people and just starting those relationships. Next number she shares is 10 people that you are nurturing. She's used that word, right? Nurturing. In fact, she's called it also following up. Now that's very different from what we would call follow up, because we've been calling follow up anything past step one, right? Of them actually getting information. So just understand that. It's not that one's good or one's bad. It's just different. She has been calling leads or reaching out what we would call connecting, okay? Cold leads, 10 new people a day. Well, how do you do 10 new people a day? This actually shouldn't be too difficult. You can reach out to 10 new people and connect with them in your Rolodex, in your phone, in your contacts. You can reach out, to 3 on your phone, 3 on Facebook, and 3 or 4 on Instagram or Clubhouse, right? But the idea is that that's new people every day, right? And I haven't been counting it as that. I reach out, I connect with 20 people a day, 20 people a day from Clubhouse, from Instagram, from Facebook, from my contacts. But she's saying 10 new people a day, and then 10 nurturing a day, or 10 following up with those people. So in other words, the people that you reach out new today, those 10, tomorrow when you reach out to all 10 of those, that's your 10 nurtures. Well, guess what 10 plus 10 is? 20. So guess what? I've been doing that, right? I just haven't been deciding. I might do 17 new ones a day and three quote unquote, what she's calling follow up, we'll call nurturing, right? I might do 17 nurturing and 3 new ones. I haven't been really getting into too much of the details. I don't think you need to get too worried about that. But one of the reasons Deb said that she separates those numbers is this, because you don't, and I totally agree, you don't want to get locked into stagnation. If you connect with the same 20 people for nurturing every single day, then you're going to miss out on some of the flow, right? I would say the same thing when you're following up. And when I mean following up, I'm talking about following up with people who are now in our information funnel, right? Step 1 and beyond. if you're following up with the same 5 people every single day for a month, out, right? Now, I'm not going to say you need to follow with 5 new people every single day, from, thank you, Vivian, from step 1 to step 2, because I don't think, I mean, you're the CEO of your business. But one thing I have taught over the years is you got to have flow. And if you're constantly contacting only the same 10 people for whatever that is, whether that's cold lead or nurturing or following up with information in the funnel, you're going to miss the flow. So that's why she said 10 new cold leads a day. And again, when you say cold leads, what does that mean? 10 new people that you didn't reach out to in the last 5 months, right? 10 nurturing, right? Nurturing 10 relationships that are going. And again, that doesn't have to have an agenda. You're nurturing because some of them are going to fall out of the funnel and they're not going to progress. That's flow, by the way. People flowing out of your funnel is still flow. Okay. And then she said 3 IPAs. What is 3 IPAs? They were defining that as 3 invites to what we would call, I'll be with you in just a minute, 3 invites to the funnel. Just wait, okay? So, in other words, hey, do you have a minute to chat business? That's when we got to the, hey, do you have a minute to chat business? And they said yes, and you put them in the funnel, right? So that's how Deb's defining those 6-figure numbers. New leads, new nurtures, right? Or I should say continued nurtures, and then 3 invites actually into the funnel. So I hope you find that helpful. I found it really helpful. Not that I need to change how I'm doing it, although I might just say, okay, what am I, just to give myself a different picture. I know my daily MO is I'm going to reach out to 5 new people with the intent to invite them. Okay. And I'm not even counting whether I invited them or not, meaning I'm just reaching out to 5 people a day because I know if I reach out to 5 people a day with the intent to invite them, I'm going to be bringing new people to the funnel, right? So I haven't been even counting. And the reason I do that is this. I like counting my numbers, what I'm responsible for, not necessarily what somebody else does. Doesn't matter though, you can, I do 10 follow-ups a day, and that's 10 following up from people who are in the information funnel, right? Helping them move from step 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to start. And then I do 20 connections, which is working with my cold leads. Because you know why? You know why those numbers get bigger? Because it's easy. It's easy. I'm telling you, it'd be easy for you to pick up your phone today and just come to the first 20 people and just reach out. That's the top of your, the very, very, very top of your attraction funnel. Just reach out and say, hey, I was thinking of you today. How are you? Question mark. 20 question marks a day. In other words, you're sending 20 people something with a question mark. And there's going to be flow, meaning flow down through the funnel and flow out of the funnel. You want that. You want flow. And by the way, when you have flow, this business is so massively fun. Flow is fun. Okay. So that's my nugget to share with you today. I do my 5, 10, 20. I'm on my way to do that this morning, thanks to your work and Vivian leading us in PowerHour. But I get that done every single day, right? That I want to grow my business, right? All right. Any questions?
That was really powerful, Seth. I really, really appreciate it. How would I go back and listen to what you said? You said you recorded it.
You know what? You know what this sounds like? It sounds like Robin's coaching me. It's like Robin's coaching me to get this. And I love it. So this will actually be on CEO later today. So as soon as we're done here, I'll pull it from Zoom into onto my desktop. I'll throw it from desktop to our CEO YouTube channel. It'll always show up there first, right? And then I'll take the YouTube link and throw it into our Facebook community CEO. So
that was really, really powerful insight. Because I imagine other people on the call, I would think, that an insight of the difference between, during our reach out time, there was someone that said they were from Cyprus, but they might be in Arizona now. And I just did a question mark. So are you in so are you living in Cyprus or are you in Arizona now? And then, they're kind of like, well, who is this? And all this type of thing. And I'm like, well, we're Facebook friends. And I figure we might as well become real life friends. And I wanted to connect and see who you are and what you're all about. So that would be like reaching out to someone for the first time. And then part of your 20 is the nurturing, where maybe tomorrow or next week I connect with them again and say, hey, how's that job going, or whatever that they're doing. Maybe I haven't even mentioned that I'm looking for a business partner yet.
Absolutely.
So that's the 20 between those two things. But then you said you do a 10 and a 5. The 10, I'm assuming, well, maybe you can just refresh us again on the 10 and the 5.
Yeah. So what you just talked about, beautiful, by the way, connecting, and I'll call it new connecting and nurturing connecting. Okay. So my 20 a day is a combination. And this is the top of your funnel, the very top of your attraction funnel. New connections, meaning people that I am meeting for the first time, right? Or connecting with for the first time after a long time, right? And then nurturing connections. I do 20 of those, between the two of those a day. And you just did, that's one of those 20. And tomorrow when you reach out to them or continue that conversation, I'm going to, that's nurturing that connection, right? The 5, I'll work backwards. So the 10 would be following up with people who have already said yes to me. They're already in my information funnel.
So those 10, have they already maybe seen ABC News?
They either said yes to ABC News, but they haven't watched it yet, or they said yes to ABC News, they watched it, but we haven't spoken yet, or they said yes to ABC News, they watched it, we spoke, but they haven't taken step 2, right? It's a 3-touch system. So I want to take them from step 1, ABC News, to step 2, right? The presentation, the tool, video, to step 3, the team, right? The meetup with the team, which is, by the way, happening tonight, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, or to a 3-way call. So it's 1, 2, 3. So my following up.
So you have a pretty lofty goal. Most of us would, I should speak for myself, but I would think most of us would think, it's a pretty lofty goal. If we can get 5 people a day to a 3-way call, or 5 people a day to a team meetup, is that what you're saying?
Oh, great clarification. So for me, and this comes from my reading, and in fact, it's awesome. I was on with the board of directors and Steve Fife, our CEO, a month or 2 ago, and actually, sorry, I was on with all of the executive team, and Steve was talking about the company having done some management consulting recently, and they're implementing a strategy called no, don't knock on that door. Called the 4 disciplines of execution. And one of the disciplines of execution is to focus your attention on lead measures. Okay. Lead measures, meaning measuring the things that lead you to the things that you want. So rather than focusing on how many enrollments did I get this month, and one's for Ruth, or how much was my volume, that's the lag measure. The reason they call it a lag measure is it comes after you do the work. So what's the real work? What's the most predictive action that you have on a daily basis, right? That you're going to recruit. And I will tell you this, the most predictive action is how many people did you reach out today with the intent of inviting? So Robin, I don't get 5 people a day on a step 3, web chat with the team for meetup. I don't, my goal is but what I can measure is how many follow-ups did I do? I can measure that, right? How many, so I have 10 people.
So is it 10 follow-ups, or is it the 5 follow-ups? I was trying to follow that working backwards thing.
Can I jump in for 1 second? Because I saw that you said things 2 different ways, and I think that might be where I used to do outside sales and but so when you were saying you reach out to 10 new people, and I always called, that was always cold calling. These are new people, or people, like you say, you haven't talked to. But then when Robin said it, and then when you repeated it, you said 10 people that are going to watch the ABC. I mean, you might need 20 people to say 10 people are going to watch the ABC. So,
Okay.
so what I thought maybe you were clarifying, 10 new reach out connections, whether you're sifting and sorting, maybe they'll watch them, maybe they won't. Is that what you were talking about?
Awesome. And it's so funny, yeah, because like all these different ways of saying it and people are measuring it. So I'm going to back up.
Two different ways that were not the same. That's why I think just because of speaking quickly, whatever. Yeah. But
well, and then I'm also bringing in Deb's. I'm bringing in Deb's way of counting things, and she has one or two. So I'm going to be really simple. These are my personal numbers. Okay. As of today, because they may change. I may increase them, right? I may change what I'm 5. Every day I reach out to invite. There we go. I'm reaching out to invite. Now, why didn't I just say invite? Here's why. Because today I might call 5 friends and nobody's there. So I might text all 5 of them and none of them get back to me. But did I reach out? Did I post, did I put in 15, 20 minutes to do that? Yeah, I did. I might reach out to 5 of them and they might all respond and they might all watch the video today. I'm not right now, today, as of June 3rd, 2021, right? Measuring my numbers. It's not important for me right now to say, did 5 people watch that video today? That's not how I'm counting it today. Now, next month, I may just say, you know what? In order for Seth Mulder to take this to the next level, I need to be better. And I need to say, I'm not going to bed, I'm not going to feel great about my contribution today until 5 people actually watch the ABC News video. I don't do that today. Today, I will reach out and text and or call, message 5 people who are currently who haven't said yes, who haven't seen the video. And I'm going to start those conversations and say, Robin, do you have a minute to chat business? Beverly, do you have a minute to chat business? Barbara, do you have a minute to chat? Hey, Lillian, are you around? Hey, Carolee, I reached out to you 17 times in the last year. Wanted to make sure you're alive. Are you alive? ? Boom. I just did 5. Now, here's what I've learned. So lock that number in there, 5. I'm reaching out to 5 people who are currently not part of LifeVantage, not on the product, and frankly, don't even know about it, essentially, right? Or I talked to them 10 years ago and they didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might re-invite somebody because 3 years ago they didn't respond. But what I'm saying is 5 people today that are currently not in my information funnel, right? I'm reaching out with the intent to get them there. 5. Now, why do I do 5? Here's why. This is the way I count it. Here's another easy way to count it, by the way. Pause. I'm making sure that every day one person gets that link, right? That's the same thing, right? It's just that you're not going to reach out to one person and they're going to get the link. You're going to have to reach out to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So what I've done with my system, the way I've counted things over the last 19 years and learned, because this isn't what I did 2 years ago or 3 years ago, 5 years, I'm getting better, right? So I'm refining my process. You're catching me 19 years into this amazingness, right? So I say, here's what I can count on. I know I can control my 5, the 5 that I'm reaching out to. I can control that number, right? And I know this, that if I reach out to 5 today, like I've already done 3, I've already got 1 conversation going on. So if I reach out to 5, I'm going to get 3 of those in a 2-way conversation. They're going to respond. And then I'm going to, again, I'm reaching out for what purpose? To invite. These are not my reaching out to connect. Hey, you're from Cyprus. What about Arizona? No, these are people that I'm reaching out to say, do you want to dance with me? Do you want to play with me? But sometimes it doesn't get there. Why? Well, we stop talking, or I forget to call them, back that day, or they say, listen, Seth, I can't talk today. Like my buddy's like, hey, I'm in a meeting right now. I'm at a lunch appointment, but I'm going to follow up on that thread and it's going to lead to a conversation. And I'm going to say, Marco, who lives in Florida, I'm I'm super excited about this project. If I send you something today, will you take a look at it? I really want to get your opinion. I want to see if this is for you because I'm running fast. Boom. And he's going to say yes or no, right? To me, I don't care. Again, it's part of the funnel. There's flow into the funnel, flow down the funnel, and flow out of the funnel. So at the end of the day, I'm going to end up with 1 or 2 or maybe 3 people who said yes, right? And some days I end up with 0, by the way, right? Does that make sense? But what I'm telling you is I'm reaching out to invite 5 people. That's what I'm doing. So the max I'm going to get is what? 5, right? How many days do I get 5 people who say yes? I'll let you know when that day happens. It hasn't happened yet today. Okay, it hasn't happened in this month. I don't care though. What it means is, and here's the other reason I do 5, because I don't like doing 1, like just the 1 number. I don't like the 1. I wouldn't mind if just 1 person got in the funnel today. Does that make sense? I'd be happy about it. Iman, give me just a minute. Okay, man, I'll be with you. I got Dr. Iman here. So my number is I'm reaching out to 5 people, Robin, today with the intent to invite them to this amazing story. Okay, does that make sense? Barbara, thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay, so I call that ROI, reach out to invite. Next number, 10. Number 10, I am reaching out today via text message, via call, via Instagram, IG, 10 people who already said, yes, I'll watch the ABC News video. I'm in, right? I'm into getting information, Seth. Now, why would I do 10? Because I'll tell you, as I look at my app, my CEO app right now, and I go to the home screen, I have, what's that number? 375 people who have already said yes to watching the video. Okay. So I'm following up with the people who already, watched the video and are somewhere in that information process. Yes, no, or maybe. Does that make sense? So,
Hey, Seth,
yeah.
I have something to add if it'd be all right.
Yeah, let's do it quickly because I got Dr. Mon who's calling in. We're going to do a cup of flow and we're going to end our power hour. But please, yes, Robin.
I was just going to say that I'm really enjoying your app that you've created there. And something new that I've done, if anybody likes this tip, is I'm going through all of my contacts. I think I have a little over 200 in there. And I'm removing all of the stars from everybody. And what I'm doing is I'm adding 1 star if they actually look at a tool like the ABC. So now I've got that labeled.
Yes.
And then in the funnel part, you're allowed to make new things. So I made 2 things. I made 1 call first. That's kind of like the hot list. Some people have hot, medium, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I've called first. So I'm labeling, I'm going through who are my quality people. And then the other people I made like a friends and family for I'm adding acquaintances in there too, like people I know and then what I'm inspired by what you said today. I think for me, it's going to be, if I can do this, which I can do all things, 10 people, new contacts that I've cold, I've never met before, 10 that I'm nurturing. That's the 20, 10 that I invite to a tool, and 5, I know that's optimistic, 50%, 5 that actually get on the tool and watch it per day. That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. Now, here's the deal, Robin. Stick with it. Measure yourself. Count that today. Do that today, and then evaluate and say, can I sustain this? And, if I can't sustain this for 90 days or 100 days, but I can sustain this for 20 days, and that's how you pump numbers into your pipeline. Now, I want to end on this, Robin. Thank you, because we need to do some better training because everybody should be doing this. I really believe you should. On the stars, you've got 5 stars on every contact in your app. When they've watched, I don't do it when I've invited them. When I've confirmed, right, that they've watched, because the app tells me when they watch. When they watch video number 1, when they take step 1, I click that star. So they're 1 star. So I know where they are in the process. When they've come and watched the tool, step 2, I do 2. I do the 2nd star. That way, when I'm looking, like tonight, we've got CEO meetup, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I want to invite people who are on step 3. All I have to do is I go to my app, I can sort by stars, and I can see everybody who's done step 1 and two, and now I'm targeting the people who need step 3. What I do then is once they get on the product, by the way, when they upgrade to a customer, they're 4-star. So I can go to my app and I've got all the 4 stars. They're my customers who I still follow up with from a customer standpoint. And all the 5s are distributors. People who said, Seth, I want to be your business partner, because I still, for the next 90, 120 days, I've got to give them special new love. So I can sort today, right? You know how we, at the end of PowerHour, we sort into people who are new or newly launching, or we sort into our influencers. Well, guess what I do there? I just go to my 5 stars, people who are 5 stars because they're distributors, and then I can focus my efforts. So Robin, thank you for inspiring me to record this today. You will see this up on our YouTube channel. You'll see this in Facebook because this is golden. And everybody, thank you. I'll see you tonight on Meetup, and then see you in the morning for our PowerHour. Lillian, by the way, I just wanted to say, it looks like you're hand raising. We'll make that the last comment. Thanks. You did a wonderful Wellness Wednesday last night. I appreciate the intro. It was awesome time. Appreciate everybody listening to all my analogies, but nice work.
Thank you.
I was just saying bye.
Okay, goodbye.
You're welcome.
All right, lovely. And June contest starts today. CEO Armor. Here's the number 20. This is so attainable for so many people on your team. This is a slam dunk for you guys who are on PowerHour, but this is an invitation for everybody on your team to get their own CEO armor, their choice, their size, their color, right? 20, that's the number. 20 step ones, 20 step ones, right? In the month of June. That is a slam dunk. Okay, that's a goal. That's a home run. So anyway, I'm excited. That's our June month of action. Love you all. Appreciate you. If you don't disconnect because you're like not here, but you're in the kitchen, I'm going to disconnect you because I've got Dr. Aman who's patiently waiting.
Right.
And appreciate you. Thanks, Mandy.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Margaret. Thanks, Melanie. Melanie, thanks for your comment today. That was awesome, by the way. Such power. And there was no caveat there. There was no, I'm sorry for taking your time. It was just all power, all energy, all affirmation. So my hat's off to you, sister.
Hey, Seth, is the doctor just for your private team right now, or how?
Okay. Yeah. So Dr. Aman and I met on Clubhouse. We were actually modding a room together yesterday. So what I do when I'm getting to know somebody, right, at the top of my funnel, right, that information flow is, I do what's called a cup of flow. So I invited Dr. Aman. He responded to my message yesterday. I said, it's nice to meet you. And I said, hey, let's get together for a cup of flow. Because actually he suggested it. And so I sent him my calendar link. He must have put it in while I was on PowerHour, and it's coming. So we're just going to chat for 20 minutes, get to know each other. I want to find out what he's doing, who he is, what he's doing, and why that's so important. So great questions, Robin, Mandy, Margaret. Thanks. I'm going to turn off the recording.